No more swear words, sir, because we are on stream now. So be politically correct, please.
All good.
We have got a white and the black army facing each other, so it's already a challenge. And if I'm not mistaken, this is your masterpiece, sir. And as you know it only too well, the torture is officially on. And all I can...
Screen.
Oh, share screen, that's lame. Like blindfold chess, sir, all the way. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. Luckily, I got recruited by the Spanish Inquisition, so I have got all the tools necessary to make the most of our time, senor. So, this is what I have got to tell you first and foremost. Is this part of any of the openings that we discussed or that we, looked upon as opening theory, blah, blah, blah?
It is not.
So your first reaction is?
It's a very bad move.
Well, very bad is probably pushing it because it does make a lot of sense. But it's definitely outside of the ordinary, and therefore you are looking to punish it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I do say this a million times, and I'm pretty sure that you heard it enough times too, that actually I will test your knowledge of Shakespearean English here. So when I say that we punish stupid moves with... How do we finish this sentence, sir? With what kinds of moves?
With aggression.
Well, yeah, so where I was going with that is that the extraordinary or the silly is always refuted in chess by the ordinary, the normal.
Okay.
Right? So you don't beat stupid stuff by you playing stupid stuff. You beat stupid stuff by you playing what they were meant to do, which is to do normal chess. Now, before we even jump into what you should have done here, can we jump into the very short list of normal moves here that tick the boxes? And you know what boxes I'm talking about.
Knight f3, bishop e3.
Knight f3 does tick the box. Bishop e3 certainly does not, so forget about that because we run with knights before bishops. So by far the most natural move in this position, if we pretend that there is not an extreme tension on the board, which you did do, by the way, as in you pretended that it wasn't there, then by far your most natural move is knight f3, right?
Yeah.
So right now we know that unless we can directly refute this junk, knight f3 is the move.
Yeah.
Am I having your approval for this?
Yes.
Dude, you said it. Like, I asked you, what was the most natural, normal first candidate move? You said knight f3. I'm not forcing you into it. You're welcome to change your mind. Is it not knight f3?
I think that is the natural move, but I also know other things about putting that knight in front of the f-pawn in the French. And that was the reason why I didn't play knight f3.
But that doesn't make any sense, sir, to bring as a comment, because that happens when the center is entirely locked down. So you are completely confusing now a structure like this, which is fundamentally closed and rigid, with something that is the direct opposite of that. It's about to explode. So by doing what you're proposing to do, you are shooting yourself in the leg, because massive amounts of trades are hanging in the air and you are carefully blocking in your own bishop from developing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I don't recall ever seeing a variation in the French where this knight goes to e2 and then we play f4. But hear me out, sir, because this isn't just all secondary. Did you actually look at the takes? Which is a primary thing to do when there are 70 things hanging at the same time, and your opponent just chucks c5 at you when there is already tremendous pressure in the center. Did you actually look at take?
Well,
I know it was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, but no, I don't think I looked at it in sufficient depth.
Well, I would like to cordially invite you now to do so.
Okay, well, if ed5, ed5, I'm reluctant
No, you
to
are not,
C5?
because I am asking you to do it for me, please, because that's what I always do. That we must calculate the I take, they take, I take lines. You can never ever dodge that bullet. So
Yes,
no,
but,
you are not reluctant. You may be
but
reluctant to consider it, but you must do it because that's what we do.
well, what I meant was I'm reluctant to take C5.
I know that that's what you meant, and I'm still having 7 question marks above my head as to like why.
Well, because he'll take it back with the bishop and he gets a free
Whoa.
opening for his bishop.
No story time yet.
Okay.
Unless that's the end of the line. Is it the end of the line? Can I not take something? Because as you know me only too well, there's no way I would force you to calculate something that develops your opponent's pieces unless there was something in there.
Or queen d5.
Call me crazy, sir. From where I sit, it looks like a free pawn.
Yeah, it does.
What does it look like to you?
It looks like a free pawn.
Okay.
But yeah, again, I'm kind of reluctant to take the queens off the board.
And have a pawn up endgame. It's widely frowned upon, sir, around the globe, so I understand your misgivings. And so you thought that instead you would prioritize totally blocking in your bishop, as opposed to not winning the game like in 20 moves. Hello? Like what?
Well, I think you're more confident about...
Dude, it's not about personality or confidence. That has nothing to do with this. It's objectivity. Like, it's a pawn up. End of story.
Yeah.
If the alternative is a not pawn up, then you go pawn up. And it's not like you take a compromise to get a pawn up. It's not like we gave up 2 bishops, or we are behind in development, or our king is exposed. No, it's none of the above. It's a pawn up and you have a great position. But what really concerns me is that I'm not so quite sure if we even looked at this.
Well, I didn't go all the way to the queen d5.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to take c5.
Yeah, I know, but this is exactly, Lucas, why I'm telling you that the calculation always with a capital A overrides the principle. You know that I'm a maniac of chess principles, but there is one more thing I like more: when you calculate your guts out and you tell me, yo, I don't care about your principles because what I have here proves it wrong. And it does. Like, yes, it does bring the bishop out. And no one cares because it's a free pawn and the game is over.
Yeah.
And you laugh at it, but dude, you are instead playing a board full of pieces. Like, how is that any better for you than having an extra pawn? Like, it doesn't matter that it's you or not you. You are playing the position. And knight e2 instead of knight f3 was a ginormous misunderstanding of the structure, where you got confused with close center versus non-close center. So here things are derailing rather rapido. And quite frankly, I don't even know how to best approach this anymore. I don't really like e5 because I think that we are transitioning, into an absolutely awful French. So what I would consider doing here would be something like take and perhaps bishop g5 with a subsequent take on c5 and play against the Isoliani. I think this is what I would do, but I don't want to sound like a jerk and say that I wouldn't have an knight on e2 in the first place.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, the best course of action. But of course, in your head, it all made perfect sense. So you were following your own strategy, which, by the way, as you know, I much rather you follow a bad plan consistently than having none whatsoever. So, you know, and it seems like they are slipping already. Like knight c6 is a total no-brainer here. Cool beans. I actually, from here on, I think you played perfect chess, which is a testament to the fact that the bad plan executed is far better than the no plan at all.
Yeah.
I mean, really? That's what they did? Okay.
Well, it was either that or going back, I suppose.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with just having this queen here. It's not like this is a beauty contest winner.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I get ya, and I like knight a4, so that was good. I like bishop d2 as well. This was very creative. Unfortunately, I don't see the times spent on the moves, but yeah, I might have a look at that later. And knight b6. Was this guy your rating level about or below?
I think. Let me just check.
as you know, I can't look, although I have the link. Wink, wink.
No, that's fine. I'll tell you. It very slightly lower, about
So
30 points lower.
2650.
No, he's 1838 and I was 1874.
Right. So this is again testament, Lucas, to the fact that how misrated you are. That I would be hoping to never to see moves like this from you, and moves like this, like that one there.
Yeah.
It's like, can I sign up for suicide, please? Yes. Here we go. And yeah, this was masterful. Yeah, the opening was a hiccup fest, and once that ended with the structure with f4 and then knight a4, from here on you just outclassed the dude like there was no tomorrow. Great stuff. Oh, and this one was a slaughterhouse, right? Which is why your rightful name is the Butcher of Chachak. So another French.
Yeah.
This time around we are in theory. And by the way, I guess that this also confused you a little bit, that against bishop b4 we did look at this sideline with knight e2. So unfortunately you got accustomed to, or perhaps even comfortable with, having this knight here. But then again, note the ginormous difference that there is flexible center versus closed. And so tada, your knight has a meaning.
Yeah.
Did you have a phone call just then, or?
No, I think my wife dropped something in the kitchen.
Oh, great! At least you can be blamed for that now, sir.
Yes.
You're 2 rooms away. Well, mind you, creativity goes a long way when it comes to that type of stuff.
That's right.
Okay, this is fabulous. So you must have had the Alakai Nimzovich vibes here, right?
Oh, well, yeah, this is, I mean, that, yeah, this queen f3 and then queen g3, I think that's what he played. Yeah.
Dude, if I could give you now a cyber hug or a virtual hug, I don't know what you call it, I would. Like, recalling that with the names of the players on record, my student, classics, chess history. I have achieved everything a chess coach can in life. Thank you very much. I rest my case. If anyone can do better, let me know. Awesome, dude. Bloody awesome. Queen g3, queen d7, bishop f4, like the legend you are. I'm guessing that the plan is bishop d3 and castle A. Just say yes.
Well, yeah, sure. Well, I think I
what wasn't intending to force it on you at all. Yeah, no, I'm loving life. I'm loving life here. Oh, this is cruel, man. You must have partook in the Spanish Inquisition as well. Tell me one thing. What is the only move that you would be calculating here that you think has a chance to throw the Spaniards in the work for black? Or you just went like, yeah, no, he's dead.
Well, I thought...
orders
honestly,
coffee.
I thought he was dead.
And I think he's dead too, but there is a move here that I would definitely have a very good look at before I pull the trigger on this, and I'm curious to see if you did.
Oh, before knight b5?
Well, what can black do now here? What is the move that you thought of that could be a problem for you here? Lucas goes, nothing.
Yeah.
I agree, but what would be the candidate?
Well, before knight b5, I mean, I thought he might go knight f6. I mean, it just...
No. What I'm asking Lucas is, when you were thinking in this position and eventually you went like, I'm going to play knight b5, what was the response in your head that you considered the best move for black against knight b5? What is the first move you look at when you consider knight b5 that black should do? This is now gearing towards my YouTube video about anticipations and not living in the land of, oh, it's all pink clouds and unicorns and delicious cakes.
Well, I don't know, maybe E5?
Bingo, mate. That's it. The only way they can rain on your party is E5. So did we look at that?
Yeah, but E5 is still bad.
I'm not saying that E5 and black wins. I'm asking you, did you check? And if you did, first of all, kudos to you, because that's the only thing literally you needed to do. There's no other legal move here, mate, that can potentially cause any problems. So yes, we are totally on the same page, you and I, that we're totally winning, but that doesn't mean that we can throw caution to the wind. E5 still needed to be reckoned with, because bishop E5, queen E7 pins your bishop. And I'm just testing the waters if this was part of your calculating routine or not.
I don't think I saw queen E7.
Okay, well, that's kind of the point of E5, right?
Yeah.
Not that I want to be a douche, but...
No, it's fine.
He goes, no, you are. It's okay.
After...
You don't need to excuse yourself. We all know what you stand for.
Yep. Okay, well, all right.
So let's just quickly refute E5, yeah?
Yeah, so E5, bishop E5, queen E7. Well, I mean, why not just knight C7 anyway?
I'm all ears, bro.
King F8.
Go on.
Oh, well, if King F8, then Queen G7.
Go on.
So...
Did we lose you, or you just came to an abrupt halt?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking a minute.
Take your time.
E5, so E5, bishop E5, queen E7. Yeah, knight C7. King F8. Yeah, queen G7, queen G7. Bishop G7. King G7, knight A8. And I'd say I'm winning there, but...
That, sir, was a legendary piece of calculation. That is why I'm telling you that you are misrated or underrated, because that was a mint, a perfect level of calculation. Now, the reason why you are not quite as much underrated as I would like to claim you are, because it happened right here now, not in the game.
Yeah, the game, yeah.
Right? Now, of course, your opponent went Lala. Beauty. Did you consider taking this first and then castle?
I did briefly. I think I castled too quick. You know, I moved my mouse too quickly, and then I thought, oh, I probably could have just given him a check first anyway.
I don't mind it. The only thing that you look at then, obviously, is that if knight takes, rook takes, bishop defends the knight, and then they got a piece and a rook for the queen. But we have got this, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So overall, I actually like. Oh, that's actually what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they just resigned. Fabuloso, sir. Fabuloso. Really liked it. That was mint. That was mint. And today, sir, we are going to expand a little bit on your large knowledge of classical games. And I'm delivering to you a very good friend of ours. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm presenting you an opening that you're not familiar with. I do this all the time on purpose because you, as you know it only too well, don't rely on your very good chess sense anywhere near as much as you should.
Yes, that's true.
And so I'm trying to bring you out of your comfort zone so that we rely more on that fabulous understanding of this beautiful game rather than spending half an hour on figuring out what to do. So it's going to be a Yasser special. Yasser scored about 4 or 5 absolutely breathtaking victories. I should make actually a separate YouTube video about this with this particular line. And
so some kind of Nimzo?
yes, it's a bit of a very weird Nimzo, where he plays an early knight f3, black commits to an early b6, which in some structures is not that great. So the fact of the matter is that, for example, after knight c3, bishop b4, bishop g5, this variation is very well known to theory: c5, d5, h6 back, take, d6, and then e5, e4. And black is doing really well. I actually made a YouTube video about this too. Mm-hmm. And a very clever way to improve on this from white's point of view is to throw in knight f3, against which a lot of people play b6. And if you play bishop g5 then you sort of took this thing out of this previously shown variation, because now having played b6, you're committed to bishop b7 to quite a large degree, so that previously mentioned variation with c5, d5, take, in this position b6 doesn't quite fit in, not yet anyway. So this is a very clever way to sort of circumvent a couple of variations there, but yes, I started it with an entirely different move order and then landed in this. Okay, so what would you do for white here, sir? Oh, sorry, that's too long. No, I'm just meant to shoot at me logical candidates. Thinking is not allowed, remember? It's chess sense.
Wow, okay. Maybe bishop d2.
Gone?
Oh, I wanted to play e4, but I can't play e4. So e3.
Okay.
And
you're not saying bishop g5 because I already showed it to you, or because of
oh no, because I want to go bishop d2, but sure, bishop g5.
Okay, can you please elaborate why you want to play bishop d2?
So I can play e4.
What makes you think that after bishop d2 you can play e4?
Well, because now if I play e4 without bishop d2, then he can just go knight e4 and take it.
And after bishop d2, I can take on c3 and then e4?
Yeah, you can. All right. I did not think about that.
No. And you know, Lucas, that this is beyond pale.
Yeah.
Like, this is just the ultimate no-go move that a lot of people on your level would do, by the way, because this pin is annoying. So, is it really? And if it is actually annoying, then instead of now making 2 pieces useless, why don't we get out of it ASAP? And that idea, if I just say, if this is annoying, why don't we get out of this, will immediately take you to what actually is going to happen in the game. So what would you say is the quickest way to get the hell out of this?
Well, yeah, move the bishop and castle.
As in castle this way?
Yeah.
But that's scary, isn't it?
Well, I know you. It's
What do you mean you know me?
Well,
we're not talking about me, man. It's objective chess evaluation.
I mean, I actually don't think it looks that scary.
I don't think so either, but people always tell me that.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have any pieces developed, and he can't
so
attack it with anything. So
let's see if Yasser is as good as you are. So Yasser plays bishop g5. By the way, we haven't talked about a third move here that I really am missing from the candidate list. It's not good yet, but it has to be.
95.
Nope. I didn't even hear that.
Okay. D5?
Yes. Absolutely. D5 is really itching to get there. The reason why it's not good yet, excuse me, is because after take bishop b7, we do not have a convenient way to defend the pawn. Now, that being said, it's very common in these bishop g5 lines that we actually sack it.
Okay.
So that's just that for the time being. Okay. Knight c6. What do we do?
Well, we wanted to castle, so...
Well, just... I'm not saying don't, but I'm going to say as much as let's just carefully consider at least, as you know, the captures that are possible on the board before you jump conclusions. I like your idea, but I don't want you to make a 1 second move when stuff is hanging, because that very rarely ends up pretty.
Well, with the queenside castle, d4 doesn't hang.
Very good. So, as a matter of fact, this makes now even more sense than before, because we are guarding d4.
That's right.
Splendid. So, and of course, we are not worried about this, but more on that in a second. I love it when I say more on that. It always sounds like moron, so sorry about that. They took this. Are we taking back with queen or pawn?
I would... Well, pawn has to be pawn.
Why does it have to be pawn?
Because wouldn't g5 hang after 94?
Wouldn't d8 hang after 94?
Yeah, but then he can take my rook as well.
Right. So therefore your vote is on the pawn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's
divide. Let's understand why he went queen b3.
Because he wanted to gain a tempo on the bishop. But work with me here for a second, sir, because now comes a very pleasant surprise for you. What was my last question again?
Doesn't queen d8 hang?
No, before that, when I asked you about this, I asked you which way should we take it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as you hear that question, you know that that's a trap.
Oh, of course. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Gotcha!
All these years and I still fall for this stuff.
Gotcha!
Yeah.
Gotcha. Never, ever take recapture for granted, sir. We know the rules. Yeah. We live by it. We die by it. But we mostly live by it. So what is actually the absolute ripper that allows white to immediately play for a larger edge here? Well, not so large, but a significant pressure at least. Do we have you, sir?
Yeah.
Houston, you there?
Is d5 good now?
Ah, sir. Who is asking the questions? I demand statements. And very proud statements too, please.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say d5.
Meekish questions? You know what they will receive? No, you are not going to go out on a limb. You are going to calculate it.
Okay.
So now you are on a mission to prove d5 wrong. Because if it's not, then you are awesome. Well, you're awesome anyway, but then you will actually believe that you are awesome.
Yes. Well, with any luck. All right. So d5. If e5, then cd5, knight e5. 95. Yeah, so 95, 95.
Whoa.
No, because then bishop. No, hang on. So yeah, d5, 85, cd5, 95.
So just because we didn't take the bishop right on move 1, it doesn't mean we can't take it ever.
Yeah, so now, well...
Yeah? Queen c3? What's the problem?
Well, 94 is the problem.
Really? Really?
Yeah, because bishop d8, knight...
Whoa. Okay. No. Start again. Because you are blundering now major things.
Okay. All right. So d5, ed5, cd5, knight e5, queen c3. Ah, yes, because right, if knight e4, then queen e5. Yeah, okay. So after queen c3, I mean, I suppose knight f3.
Yeah, they say that's what they would do. Yeah.
Gf3.
Well, quite frankly, you should
I
be
mean, I thought
confident enough to say in that position, Lucas, any,
any, right? Okay.
and we are killing it.
Maybe I'll go ef3.
I don't think so. I actually like GF3 more because EF3 is cool if we can prevent castling, but that's their next move.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really do much. Whereas if you take with G, then you still keep the queen on C3, the bishop on G5. That's already immense pressure on F6. And with the additional rook G1, they are going to absolutely crack on the dark squares. Like no chance whatsoever. So yes, sir. D5, sir. Bingo. Excellent chess. Bishop E5. Now, this is a tough one. And I want to spare some time for you. So here we are going to skip a few things that I normally wouldn't. Because... actually, not really. No, let's just go with take. And now I'm going to go back to you. This is a really difficult move. I don't think I would find this.
Okay.
So you might wonder then, why the heck am I asking you? Well, let's try to figure out together what on earth is going on here. So knight takes e5 is your number one candidate, right?
Yep.
Tell me a line that looks logical. That starts with knight e5.
Yeah. Queen e5. Yeah, knight e5, queen e5. But then what do you do? Queen d3. Bit slow.
Lucas, I don't like it when we're blundering stuff. We check here. That's not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's pretend that wasn't spoken. Because if that wasn't the case, mate, then you would be killing it with knight e5.
Yeah.
The reason why we are a little bit iffy about knight e5 is because it hangs this bishop with check. And there is no obvious way to defend the bishop, but at the same time retain the momentum. And so actually for that reason, Yasser decided not to take this. However, the move he played instead requires not only incredible foresight, but a little bit of creativity too. And since that hardly counts as a hint, I'm going to give you this. How do you picture developing the rest of your dudes?
Well, I think I'd put my bishop on g2.
Okay.
And I'd bring the h rook to e1.
Well, or double on the d, depending on what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, if that was the plan, what would be your first move?
Or g3.
Right. Is there a move that you really hate having played g3 that black has, where you go like, I can't play g3 because of that? Because that's how we think, right? We like the idea of g3, so now we try to find something that refutes it. Because if we can, then it's good to go. So, is there anything that reigns on your party after g3?
Well, it's 94. Because then if I go bishop g2, he's got knight f2. But I don't have to go bishop g2 immediately.
Correct.
So, yeah.
No, that's
sorry,
not.
My answer is no. I can't see a like instant refutation.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that, but unfortunately, I will not accept it because you proposed 94, and we haven't given an answer to that. What is your move after 94? It was your idea, so you can't leave it hanging, man. Like, I don't have to play bishop g2 is not a response to 94, right?
Yeah.
So the ball is on your court. g3, 94.
Well, 94, queen e3. That looks decent.
Okay, go on. Unless you think that's a conclusive position where you can just safely say, I'm killing it.
Well, I mean, what does he do exactly? He's got to move the...
Why did
either defend the knight or move it.
Why did he play to e4 in the first place?
Well, to take the bishop.
So when you are asking me what they will do now, I'm like, dude.
Well, actually, no, it's still fine because
you played it.
Queen e3, and he takes the knight. Then I've got queen g5.
Go on.
And then he has bishop f4.
Really?
No, he doesn't because I'll take it. Yeah, so yeah, I mean now he has to move the bishop or defend it somehow.
I am all ears to suggestions, sir. Because
well, he could go. Well, he could go bishop f6.
Yes, he very well could indeed.
But if he goes bishop f6, I can go... look, I mean, I can go queen d2 or I can go back to e3 again. I mean, really...
Okay, so I really don't want to sound like an absolute jerk, but I think it's a very educational moment for you to see. When I calculated out that line that you just said, at the very moment you took on here, I went like, nah, white is screwed.
Okay.
You went back after bishop f6 to d2 thinking it was totally fine. Now I'm going to show you the position that you're talking about, and I'm very curious to see if you really think that it is fine.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, queen d2 is a bad move.
Well, unfortunately, you see the bar.
Yeah.
So that ruins my party big time.
Well, I don't know, but I don't know why it's a bad move. So
it's not well. Let's talk about it later, Lucas. But first, let's have a look at his position. Like, point at one thing that you like here for white. Like, what is it that we like here? Because our positional advantage, our development lead is non-existent. They have the two bishops. They have an extra pawn. They are about to castle, and we did nothing in the interim. So if I ask you to poke at one thing here that you like for white, you would be hard-pressed to do so.
Yeah.
And yet, you sounded super enthusiastic about this prospect.
Yeah, well, I didn't have those other things in mind.
Yeah, now, I don't actually know. I'm surprised that here the computer still considered this to be okay for white. I think it's a disaster. Because we achieved nothing and we gave up all our trumps. So this position, as far as I'm concerned, is about us having the initiative like there was no tomorrow. And either fixing the king in the middle or definitely winning material. I don't know. Oh, I made the bar disappear. Excellent.
No, I think it's analyzing it now.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
And yeah, I don't want to look at the...
Okay, still not good. Okay, I just ruined our life, Lucas.
No, you didn't. So like, as long as I can't see the analysis, it's fine. So if you keep it on that details tab,
Yeah,
it's
right.
okay.
No, but I thought that it is going to now complete the analysis and then it's going to change the resolution of the board. But we are on full screen anyway, so it shouldn't matter. So, what I would like to propose, sir, in regards to knight e4. There is a way, by the way, to hide this stupid bar. But I
It's probably something in settings or whatever.
just can't think of it.
So
what I am looking at, sir, is that, and this is what I keep on telling all the time, every time, that when you look at a move like knight e4, there are things that are capturable. Why are we not calculating first the I take, they take lines before we look into, let's face it, rather unusual moves like queen e3?
Yeah.
So let's approach this position with a brand new mindset, which is the how am I gonna punish knight e4 instead of the let's defend f2.
Well, I guess if this was, I mean, there's captures like 95, right?
But isn't that like super obvious that you would want to butcher that bishop?
Yeah.
Like, how is that not a 75 times more attractive candidate move than queen e3?
Yeah.
It is, isn't it?
95. So 95, queen e5, bishop f4.
Right. Now, I'm very happy that you stopped there in one sense, and I'm not so much in another. But that's how far I calculated, Lucas, before I went like, and that's it. And when I say, and that's it, I mean, I'm gonna win that big time. That's it. Now, I don't know how confident you are, but if you are not, then you must look deeper. But I didn't look further, and not because of A, I'm full of myself, or 2, because I think I'm so good at chess, but I feel confident that I will win that. So I didn't see the need to look further. So 94, 95, bishop f4. I looked into the fact that it can go back that way, so I looked at a random queen move like this, or not looked but assumed. And here I saw that I had bishop g2 instead of defending this stupid pawn because of the tactic.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't exactly calculate this. I just saw bishop g2, and in my mind I went like dead. And you can call that sloppy or, you know, not detailed or thorough enough. But that's good enough for me, and I'm happy to get burnt because I'm confident. And if you are confident the same way, you would do the same. But it's a matter of, are you confident enough to say that this is winning, or do you need to look deeper? And it's totally cool if you say I needed to look deeper, but then you need to do that. Now, question B. After 94, 95, knight g5, what do we do? I will remove the arrows because they are annoying.
Yeah, so 95. Sorry, 94, 95. Knight g5. What about cd7 check?
That sounded like a question.
All right, so cd7 check, bishop d7, rook d7. That looks juicy.
Was there another way to take on d7?
Well, I could take with a knight.
Okay, one of them is terrible, the other one is good. Let's go. Actually,
well, surely getting the rook down there is better than the knight. Because what does the knight do after that?
hangs? As in, after rook d7, are we aware of the fact, Professor Opacic, that your knight on e5 is hanging for free? Remember how I keep on telling you this, that if in your calculations you stop blundering free stuff...
It isn't hanging for free because I've got f4.
But that didn't stop it from hanging for free, mate. You didn't see that that was capturable. You are now backpedaling like mad to save the day, which is awesome, but the blunder was committed.
Yeah.
And besides, it doesn't save the day because your d7 rook is hanging too now. So after queen any, you can't take my knight on g5 because your rook is hanging on d7. You with me?
Yeah.
Right. And I also had on top of that, after f4, queen e4, hitting the other rook just to add a bit of extra love to this whole situation. Now, I actually lost a bit of confidence there, to be honest, because knight e4, knight e5, knight g5, e d7, bishop d7, knight d7, the knight has no way to get out. So I had to further calculate rook d8. Now, I would be shocked if black can survive this. In fact, you know what's beautiful? Oh my god. I can just play something like bishop g2, and when they take d7, h4 traps the knight on g5. Oh boy! Check that out. Here, take, here, lemon, here, h4. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, that's how we calculate like a champ. So g3, Legendario, they drop back. Candidates, please.
Well, I mean, you know, I wanted to go bishop g2, so bishop g2 is a candidate.
Yeah, okay, go
on.
I don't want you to calculate a single move. I'm not asking lines. I'm asking candidates. So
candidates.
spit
Okay,
at me the sexy moves.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so bishop g2, cd7.
Yep. You're thinking.
Queen d3.
That's it?
Yeah.
Is rook d6 a candidate?
I don't know what it achieves.
I don't know either. Is rook d6 a candidate?
It's a candidate. But
okay. By the way, when you say I don't know what it achieves, yes, you do. It absolutely destroys the only defender of the dark squares.
Yeah, okay.
It's very apparent that in this structure, black is relying hardcore on the defensive prowess of this bishop. Without this bishop, like you saw it in previous variations, especially if this remains on the board, like we did in the line where after knight e4, queen took back bishop f4, and they got absolutely slaughtered. So this definitely is on the candidate list. It might be an instant dead lost move, but that is to be discovered after we nominated that to be a candidate, and now we start calculating. Now, just to get it out of the way, it's very practical, and since that's the sexiest move, that's what you are most attracted to anyway. So you have multiple reasons to start with rook d6. So let's do that quick.
All right. So rook d6, queen d6, bishop f4, queen e7.
So you don't want to take on c6?
Take on c6 after bishop f4.
You make me feel like I'm suggesting something that is illegal.
I'm not sure I follow. Rook d6, queen d6, bishop f4.
Yeah? Queen takes c6.
Queen c6. Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Like I said, you scared me, man. You scared me big time. Like, am I offering an illegal move as a candidate in my own chess lesson?
No. In my mind, the queen was on. I had it on e7. I was a move ahead. Anyway, all right. Queen c6. 95.
Hold on. We're not blundering a rook on h1, are we? Remember a good old man who said to you that if you managed to eliminate the one-move blunders in your calculations, you would hit 2200 the following day? That guy is still your chess coach, unfortunately for you.
Yeah, okay.
So, knowing that, bishop g2 offers itself, right?
Yeah.
And then black would play bishop b7, and that's where I would call it off, saying that white doesn't have enough.
Okay.
Now, I want to accelerate your learning a little bit, so I'm going to tell you that bishop g2 was played, as per, by the way, your number one candidate, if I recall rightly, and they took this. Now, obviously, this needed a crap ton of calculation, because if we don't have a win against this, then we have a fat loss. There is no middle ground here. So, Seravan had to see how to win against this, otherwise he wouldn't have played this. So, kind sir, you can shine.
What's the win? Yeah?
You are cordially invited to shine. And when I say win, let's just go with something that looks very juicy, because calculating this is not going to be an easy deal. Oh. Did you watch the movie?
Not yet, because Mummy's using the TV.
Door. Sorry, dude, my daughter is...
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I'm wondering if rook d6 is now a candidate again.
That's a given, sir. There's no wondering about that. You're only wondering is if it's correct or not.
Yeah.
There's no wondering about if it's candidate. That's your number one candidate, hands down.
Yeah, so rook d6, queen d6, rook d1. Looks like a good move. I mean, queen c7.
Okay, go
on.
Let me just shut the door because I can hear my wife talking 5 rooms away, and I'm afraid that the mic picks it up. By the way, your gut feeling tells you this is gonna succeed or this is gonna fail. Are you excited or are you desperate?
No, my gut is that it's good.
Okay.
But I'm yeah, after queen c7.
Yeah. I virtually can see two sensible moves there.
Bishop f4.
That's number one for sure. Go on.
Yeah. So bishop f4.
Go on.
He's got to move the queen again.
Go on.
Queen e7.
No.
No. Okay.
No. Because that walks into bishop d6.
Yes, it does. Okay, so bishop queen b7.
Yes.
All right. Now after queen d7, now I'm going to play knight e5.
Yes.
And that looks very nice.
No.
No. Okay.
No. Actually, I mean, yes, it does, and no, you don't get to call it off.
Call it off.
Nice try.
Yes. All right. So after knight e5.
The reason why I'm not allowing you to call it off there is because A, there is a very, very obvious black defense, and there's a difficult move that you must see for it to work. So after knight e5, your threat is bishop takes c6 knockout, right?
Yeah.
What's the only move that defends it? Let's be practical and quick at the same time.
Bishop d7.
Thank you.
Well, if bishop d7.
Do you find it difficult to visualize?
No, I think I have it.
Okay. Because if you saw it clearly, you would see the move. Like you would be, if it was in front of your eyes, you would say it in a second.
Oh wow, okay.
Because it's just the ultimate sexy that has to work, and it does.
Okay, well let me just confirm that I have them all in the right places. So yeah, so here, here, there. Yeah, so gee. This is not so easy.
We are in a tactical sequence there, aren't we?
Yeah, we certainly are.
So that means you're looking at what?
Okay, checks, captures, and threats.
Thank you. Let's do that.
Well, there are no checks.
Thank you.
The captures are Rook d7 and Knight d7.
Okay, let's start with the one that you deem more to the point. Which one do you find more attractive, Rook or Knight?
Well, I mean, the Rook seems more flamboyant.
Of course, which is already like 95% guarantee that that's the move. But unfortunately, we can't purely rely on flamboyance, so there must be a practical reason why that would be better than Knight takes. Funnily enough, it's the follow-up.
Well, I mean, if I go Rook d7, he'll go Knight d7.
He will go Knight d7 either way, so I didn't mean that. I meant your follow-up.
Yeah, so the follow-up to Knight d7.
Let's stick, sir, to the checks, captures, threats.
Isn't that going to be Bishop c6?
That sounded like a question. Which tells me someone is uncertain.
Yeah, so it'll be Bishop c6.
Uh-huh.
Which will force his queen to a6. No, it won't.
That's debatable, but it will make the queen go somewhere, so do go on.
Well, I mean, it's either going to be...
Okay, you know what? I'm going with queen a6, fine.
Okay. Now, queen a6. Oh, well, if queen a6, sorry, then bishop d7 check. Sorry. King f8.
Look, this is at the point where you should stop.
Okay.
For a number of reasons. One, because you're winning enough. Two, I don't know why you took with the bishop instead of the knight. You remember our good friend Nimzovich, who said something about threats and executions? Yeah, so you take with the knight, the black rook is hanging, 75 discovered checks are in the air. You play bishop d7 and after king f8 you have nothing. You are winning because you have the 3 minor pieces and black's position is in shambles. But that's a tragic decision compared to knight d7, which wins the same piece and adds exactly 76 extra threats. Yeah. Incomparable in value. But kudos to you, senor. That's exactly how the game went. Bang, bang, rook d1. Now, one line that I wanted to ask you to calculate that we didn't quite get around would have been queen e7.
Yeah.
What do you think is your favorite move against queen e7?
95.
Very good. I don't know exactly how it wins for white. I calculated knight c6, and I saw that after queen e8, rook d8 traps the queen. After queen c7, which I believe is best, I'm going to play bishop f4,
Yeah.
and this queen is trapped again because if it... Oh, actually, no, it's not yet. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can always win the rook.
Yeah.
But we're hoping for more, and I'm pretty sure there is more. But now I want to save some time for you, so we'll go and have a look at the final outcome, which actually was precisely this. So I wanted to reward you by showing you that that's exactly how Yessa mobbed up.
Oh, wow.
The rest is really irrelevant, because it's just game over now. Queen d6 mate is threatened. Actually, I think he pulled a sexy here. Yeah, what is your first candidate here, dude? This is a motif that was utilized in Karpov-Spassky in that very famous Sicilian game when he dropped the knight back from c3 to b1 to go to c4. And that game is very famous because of that, so not a lot of people would remember it for the final motif, which was exactly this piece layout by Spassky. And this pawn layout too. And there was a queen here, so it's almost identical. I'll show you.
You remember this?
Yeah, I'll show you. AK-47, that's the name of the game. Okay, so that was the very famous Karpov-Spassky match where in this position, let me just check if I'm recording this right, yeah. So he played this very famous knight b1. Actually, my pattern recognition was spot on, but everything is going to be one square away. So the idea with knight b1 is that the knight is going to come... Oh, I can't draw arrows. Knight e2, yeah. Knight c4, yeah? C4, so the game continued like this. And actually the knight didn't go to c4. It went to f3, and then he did this. And can I ask you to find the game-winning tactic? Do you see the similarity between piece being here, king being here, queen being here, and bishop on the diagonal?
Yeah.
If we look at your game?
Yes. Yeah.
So what's the kill here? It's funny because the viewers can see it on the bottom of the screen, but you can't because I covered it with Skype.
Is it 95?
No. I just take it and bishop f6 blocks. Which black piece is the one that holds this all together?
The bishop.
Right.
So you take it.
That sounded like a question.
Okay, so rook. All right, rook d8.
Uh-huh.
Rook d8.
Uh-huh. Our good friend Morris would say that Matutsky is incoming now. Come on, dude. What was d8 guarding? Let's get the ball rolling.
Well, f6.
Thank you. Let's attack it.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Bishop e7.
Okay, that wasn't too hard. Now, how do we apply this knowledge to this position, sir? This is why we do no-die classics.
Yeah, so...
Notice how queen is guarding this, yeah?
Yeah, but how do I get rid of it?
You mean what?
Well, how do I get rid of the queen guarding
You
that.
don't. The same way how we didn't get rid of with the rook once it landed here. But the analogy probably is a bit false now, or you are too lost in it. So the idea is to attack this and this at the same time, right?
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's 95 check.
Right. So I don't know if that was me being very atrocious with my teaching technique, or the analogy was false, or both. But to me, it was almost identical idea.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think I get that.
And then the dude just got mated.
Wow.
What a ripper, bro! What a ripper! What an
cool.
absolute monster of a game.
That's very nice.
Yeah, very much indeed. All right, since we haven't done enough calculation today, we are going to chuck on a few puzzles. Just look away because the first one I will bring up will have the solution.
Okay.
Pretend that you're looking away at least, please.
No, I am.
As if.
Well, there's no point doing them if I've seen the solution.
As if you were. Oh wait, I went a little bit excited in the difficulty level. Sorry, the 2700 is not quite good yet.
No,
20. I can stop at 26, right?
Well, you're more confident than I am.
I'm confident in you. I have very limited confidence in my abilities, sir, when it comes to these puzzles. But you, on the other hand, you are my hero. Speaking of which, when are we returning club activities?
Well, Sydney's in lockdown, so I can't do anything at the moment.
That's tragic.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Copy position. We are going to go into learn and no, let's go to analysis board. Yes, I want to leave all this. Let's go load fan. Let's go load. Let's go hide. Let's go. All right, Dr. Opacic. You are now the Finnish legend Westerinen Heikki, or rather Heikki Westerinen, aus Finland, Helsinki.
Okay.
How did the Finnish legend finish this business here? Oh, sorry, you are white.
Yeah, okay.
And you're 5 seconds up. Oh, no, I'm kidding. What's your number one candidate?
Oh, it's gotta be Queen G7.
Thank you. Okay, so let's calculate your number one candidate.
Okay. So Queen G7, King G7.
Now this is the tough moment, right?
Yeah.
Because you have got 75 discovered checks.
Yeah.
Which one is the one that you're guaranteed not going to look at?
Oh, Bishop C1.
Thank you. Because we're not hunting queens. You sack the queen. If you win the queen back at the cost of this bishop, we failed. We are going to lose on material. It's either mate or Queen G7 goes in the bin. Now, instead of what we're not looking at, now try to identify what you're looking at. Not easy. So I will zip up.
Yeah, so Queen G7, King G7. If Bishop H4 check, that leaves him either King F7 or King H8. If he goes King F7, then I've got Bishop H5, and that's mate.
Sexy!
Do that. So he'll go King H8. And if he goes King H8, yeah, if he goes King H8, then it's Rook G8 check.
Go on.
Rook G8 and then Bishop F6.
Go on.
And that's mate.
Go on.
Well, no, that's the end. It's mate.
Go on.
I don't understand.
Neither do I. Just call out your line again. Get ready
Okay.
for a face palm.
All right. Okay.
Go on.
So bishop h4.
No, queen g7.
Oh, so okay, yeah. So queen g7, king g7, bishop h4, king h8, rook g8,
Yeah.
rook g8.
Yeah. No, the rook g8. Black rook on g8.
Yeah, okay. So he can defend it.
So
Yeah.
go on.
All right. Well, okay. Bishop f6.
Yeah.
Rook g7,
Yeah.
bishop g7,
Yes.
king g8,
Very good.
bishop h6.
No.
Oh,
No mate there anymore. So unfortunately we have to contradict our initial stance here.
okay. So bishop h4 is not the move.
No. You are totally winning here.
Ah,
You just need to mow down everything.
aha. Okay. So after, yeah. So rook g7, bishop g7, king g8. Oh, right. So like what? Bishop d4.
Yeah. Bishop d4, bishop b2, and you emerge with a piece up.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets. Now, the bad news is that if I really wanted to be a tremendous jerk, which is of course never the case,
No.
I would just flatly state this: you failed.
Okay.
But instead, I would like to be very, very educational and encouraging, and so I'm going to tell you this: how do you compare Queen G7, King G7, Bishop H4
Yeah.
to Queen G7, King G7, Bishop D8? And you cannot give me one answer, and that answer is that they are equally good. Because they are not. So tell me the difference between the two. And in that case, I will consider you the winner. Despite of my desire to say no.
Okay. So bishop d8. Well, bishop d8, the main difference is that it disconnects the rooks.
Yes, but that seems to be irrelevant given that even with connected rooks, you did rook g8, bishop f6 successfully.
Yeah.
So in order to save us some time again, here is what I suggest you do. Don't try to figure out how bishop d8 is better. Try to figure out what's wrong with bishop h4. There is a move that you totally overlooked for black. Heartbreaking it is.
Okay. What, king h6?
Bingo.
Yeah.
And now you can tell me the difference between the two.
Oh, well, because I've got rook h3, bishop d8.
Right.
Which I don't.
Now, I have been looking and I'm thinking that actually after take, check here, you are actually, I think, ridiculously lucky and you can actually restore the status quo by playing bishop check.
Yeah.
King g6, bishop d8, king f5, rook check, king f4. Oh, man.
Bishop c7?
No, e5. Oh, then bishop e5. But no, because I will slip away on e3 and block with knight f3. So actually we can't. So you have to be accurate. And after take, Sozi, take, you needed to go here. That was the way to go. Nice puzzle though, right?
Very nice, very nice.
Okay, one more. One more. Famous last words by me, right? Just one more. I hope that you're not in a hurry to go anywhere.
No.
Because that's called out of luck. You can't go. I had a deal with Madeline. I'm in charge of your time. I mean, we have discussed this already plenty enough times that nothing can be more important than chess.
That is true. She doesn't mind.
No, I can't possibly picture her minding chess. Like, that's totally not her number one enemy in life. No way. No.
Well, it keeps me occupied, you see, so I'm not irritating her.
That's mint. There was a Hungarian stand-up comedian who had an amazing one-liner. He said once that if you want to figure out what your wife wants to do, just sit down in the lounge room with the paper for 5 minutes.
That's very good.
No truer words. Right?
That's very, very good.
Just sit down in the lounge for 5 minutes with the paper and you will know. Okay, this is a famous easy one.
Okay.
Okay, no pressure. I really don't like to put pressure on. And potentially you may have seen it even because I like to use this puzzle a lot. And I failed miserably with loading it. Let me give it a second crack. Here you go. You da black. Wait, I just turned it around the wrong way. You da black.
Okay.
You to win. Do you recognize it?
I don't think so.
Ribli Marjanovic. You are no longer allowed to forget. Especially since there is every chance that Marjanovic would have been your countryman.
Yes, probably.
Oh, speaking of the devil, tonight Marton Fucovic, the #1 tennis player of Hungary, who is not, despite of the each in the end Serbian, is playing against Djokovic.
Oh, wow.
If you just dare as much as uttering a word along the lines of "Let's go Novak," our blossoming chess coaching relationship will come to a very abrupt end. You are an Australian. By definition, you must cheer for the underdog.
Sure.
So after we hang up on this lesson, I will teach you some Hungarian chants. I want you to go to the Serbian club in Sydney and sit in the middle and with a Hungarian flag, just cheer. Go Fucovic. You can do this. Who is this Serbian clown? If you don't do that, we're done. We're done. This is the exercise that is called taking the right amount of risk. So, you know, in chess, sometimes we second, we don't see the end of it.
Yeah.
And then you just go like, I trust this.
Yes.
We are going to prepare for that scenario with this beautiful idea of mine of you rocking up to the Serbian club with cheering for Djokovic. Oh, sorry, against Djokovic.
Against, yes. This has to be Rook H2.
See, that's exactly the same kind of trust. It has to be. You know it is right.
Yeah, Rook H2, King H2, Queen G1, King H3, Queen H1, King G4, H5.
Careful with the intonation.
Yeah, H5.
That's my man.
King F5. Now,
the abundance of checks is disturbing you, right?
well, okay, Queen H3,
Mm-hmm.
but then G4.
Okay.
So that can't be right.
Can I ask you to start from get-go?
Yeah, okay, so Rook H, so yeah, Rook H2, King H2, Queen G1, King H3, Queen H1, King G4, H5, King F5.
You
Queen
did hear
H-
yourself when you said H5 check, yeah? You were there when that happened.
Yeah, H5, yeah, and
Yeah.
then King F5.
Yeah. Let's have a look.
Yeah, right, sorry, yes, okay.
This is why I like it when we call out the lines, because your brain registers that there is a pawn on H5.
5, that's right, yeah, so Queen H3.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is he going to bother with G4? He probably won't bother with G4.
Well, unfortunately for you, life is never nice, so you have to.
Okay, well, G4, I'll take it. So Queen G4,
Yeah.
King E5, King E5.
Was it an echo or you just repeated King E5?
I just repeated King E5.
Okay, to give it an extra meaning. King E5, King E5, followed
King
by King
E5.
E5. All right, I get it. So there is a king on E5. It was a very powerful message, sir. I get it. Let's finish it.
Queen E6. King D4.
King D4.
No.
That's a creative idea, to say the very least.
No, Queen E6 is mate.
I like the surprise. I like the surprise there. Nothing like accidentally mating the opponent. I love that. Okay, so if instead of the very heavily emphasized King E5,
King E4.
I go King E4. King E4, King E4, just to give it enough respect too.
Really, really King E4. Then, yeah, Queen E6, King F3, Queen.
King F3. Now you don't stop amazing me with your creativity tonight, sir.
It's still mate.
King F3. You mean on top of the rook? Let's build a pile.
Yes. So keen to get away.
Yeah, you really don't want this to work, man. He goes like, it's gotta be rook h2, and then you try everything in your power to try to somehow delude me, or rather, sorry, to mislead me into an illegal move. But now I'm on my guard, sir, so I'm not gonna buy it. We'll play it out for the sake of the video. So this is the beautiful mate that needed to be seen, that the king, despite of your best intentions, cannot go and sit on top of the castle.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, it is a beautiful mate. Must have hurt like crazy for Ribley because, like the position indicates that, or I don't know, I can't remember the full game, but I guess they say that he allowed this sequence of checks in the king walk because he didn't see the final mate. And perhaps he would have had a choice to avoid this. I'm not sure, but to me it looks like an ultimate. I will take it because like there was a queen here, a rook here, pawn he took, and then he got a check with the queen. He went up, maybe king on h1, went up here, got a check here, went up there, and he went like, yeah, there is no mate there. That's what I reckon it was, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that.
What if after rook h2 he just goes king g4?
Good question, actually, and as you know, I really dislike questions, especially good ones. So, and as per traditional, I will throw it back to you. But the good news is it's a simple mate in two. No pressure.
Because h5 and then queen e6.
Bingo, very good.
Yeah.
So bang. I actually didn't know that, so I had to work it out myself. But luckily, I managed to figure that one. So we can still publish this, Senor. Thank you very much for your cooperation and allowing me to record this. Likely it's going to hit the internet. Yeah, it would be good if you returned among us humans and the living ones for a little bit of an extended period of time, so we could play some chess on the odd occasion. You know, in fact, you have my permission to replace the sitting down on the lounge with the paper with sitting down in front of the computer for a game of chess. It will have double benefits because you will play a game, and two, you will instantly know what your lovely missus would like you to do for the rest of the year.
Yes, that's right.
It's not experience that speaks out of me, by the way.
Oh no, I'm sure.
Well, see, I can always I have the ultimate excuse. I'm having a lesson.
Of course.
Nothing. Dude, that's what I do. So I'm covered. I'm covered. All right, sir. Thank you very much. It was a tough day today. Like I planned some hardcore material.
No, I enjoyed that. That was really good.
Radio. Really I'm glad you did. On that note, I'm going to see you tomorrow in the spirit of what we just agreed on. No, yes. I'm kidding. When you have the time, sir.
Alrighty.
All right, take care, man.